Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and today we have guest, big track star, according to my man, Coach Roosevelt Gibson over there at Hogan Prep. Just won 2 gold medals at the Grandview Invitational. Who do we have here?
Dyimond Walker.
Hey, Dyimond, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. And when I say that, go back to your grade school to where you were at.
Well, I started track and field probably back 7th grade year. But always as a kid, I've always been like, always like running, racing against people on the block or whatever. But I started track and field 7th grade year, and it just took off from there. I was running about the 800. I was running the 230 back in 7th grade, and then it just took off from there. I ended up being
You was running 230 in the 7th grade?
7th grade. I didn't think it was good back then because I was getting burnt. But then 8th grade, I started, I was like, all the older kids, they all had left, and then it was just me. So I was doing really well. Then it carried over to high school, and I am where I'm at now, running the 159, the 850s, and the 400s. So.
You running 159?
Yeah, our PR at the Grandview.
All right. So what has been your major challenge in the sport?
Probably my biggest challenge in track and field probably been, I would say myself. I would say myself because I want better for myself, and I always want better for myself. And when I feel like when I'm not providing or producing more out of myself, I felt like I regret it a lot. But I could have gave more at the end, or could have did this better. I could have did that better to get a better time. But life goes on. You gotta just live and learn. You live and you learn.
What kind of team do y'all have this year in general?
In general, we have a pretty balanced team, pretty new team also. A lot of people are new to track and field this year. You have our couple of veterans, I guess you could call them, have our veterans on the team. We have a pretty balanced, pretty fun team. A lot of people who are willing to learn on the team. That's one thing I love about it. A lot of people are willing and want to learn more about the sport and get better at the sport.
Are you in a leadership position with the team?
I would say so. I would say I am. Because when we go to the track meet, people walk up to me, or I'm always giving that advice to people, because I've been there and done it. When I was a freshman, I looked at people to guide me, and now I can be that leader. I can be in that position to help my teammates and guide them. How the track meets work and how to get warmed up, and what you should be doing before your race, so that way you can run your best.
With Cascade Sports being home with a student athlete, how important is it for you to get your education?
Education is really important because without the education, you can't go to some of the schools that you may be wishing you can go to. So, you got to get that GPA up. You got to get them grades right in order to go to these big places, big name schools.
That was my next question, really. Have you got any schools looking at you at right now?
I don't have any big name schools as of yet. I have,
they don't have
nice
to be big.
Colleges. I have some nice community colleges looking at me. All of the coaches I've talked to, they've been really nice. Really, letting me know, I might start getting interest soon because track season. That's
really
the way I'm doing this year.
Good. Well, let me say this to you. When I was a senior, I went to Virginia State down in Petersburg my first year. Didn't understand. Needed to get my books. Back in my day, I thought you'd be a star. They take care of you. And then I had a full scholarship, failed off the team, and then that next year transferred to Central State University in Wilberforce, Ohio. And those were HBCU schools, by the way. And what I would say to you on that junior college tip, a lot of big stars go to a junior college or something, get themselves acclimated to the college life, and get themselves acclimated jumping from high school to college. And don't be enamored by big school names.
That's right.
You go where you fit in and feel comfortable. And What would you have to say to a young freshman athlete coming in at Hogan?
Regarding track and field, what I say to a young freshman athlete is, it ain't nothing but you and the time out there. That's one thing I love about track and field. Like with college-wise, play football, you go to a D1 college, playing D1 competition. Go to a D2, playing D2 competition. With track and field, the time is the time. You can go anywhere. If you got a good time, you got a good time. That's just that.
Who's been a mentor to you? What coaches would you say helped you in the athletic field?
Big shout out to my coach, Coach Rosie. He's been a great help, since freshman year up till now. And my distance coach, Coach Miller, he's been a great help also. Calming my nerves down before races, and talking to me about what's up and coming, what's up and coming for me, getting my confidence built up. Because I always say as a freshman, I didn't know my abilities, But then sometimes when I started to realize my abilities, I would have too much confidence. I would be too cocky to say so. But they've helped me a long way. I've came a long way.
Who's been a mentor in your personal life?
My personal life would have to be my father. He passed away. Kenneth Walker.
Hey, shout out from the baby boy, Mr. Walker.
He had passed away, but he's just, I still feel he's with me and whatever, and he was just a big help, always giving me my little boost, always at my track meets or every once he could attend.
How did you feel about that? My dad only seen me run one time.
Man, it was amazing. It was amazing because before then I was always, just running. And, I was just running. Nobody would be there. It was just running. And then he was incarcerated. So he came out of incarceration. And, he tried to come to everyone he could. So it was just amazing, having somebody here to cheer you on that, you have that love and connection with. It was just amazing to see him there.
Yeah, and you're going to run harder.
Exactly.
I love it. Man, what do you have coming up? What meets coming up before the season closes out?
We got two more invitationals to attend. We got the Belton meet coming up this Friday. And then I believe we have St. Joe Lafayette Invitational coming up May 6th.
Do you run on any of the relays, or do you just participate in the individual events?
I was running on the relay, but we sort of had problems with injuries this season, quad injuries and whatnot. I was running on the 4x2 and sometimes the 4x1, but with quad injuries, life happens. So.
You said you run 50 point in the quarter?
Yes, sir.
How do you run it? Do you run like when I broke I think the first time 49.7 when I was a senior, and I ran mine a little even, like a 24 or 25 220. A lot of guys, they go out fast and then tie up. How do you run?
I like to run it. I'll tell my teammates I like to run it. The first 60. You coming out pretty hard. Not too hard, but good enough. And then you sort of after that you hit that backstretch. You sort of hit that floating stage. You running as hard as you can with using the least amount of energy. And then you come to that last 200. You start to gradually build up. And once I hit that last 120 meters, that's when full go. You know, you got to hit the gas.
All
Ain't
right.
no stopping that.
That's somewhat how I used to run. Well, you you get out and then you float down that back stretch and you hit that far turn and now you got to start the lift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with the upcoming meets, what type of time would you like to end the season with in half mile and in the quarter mile?
I would say my goal for the half mile this year I was hoping to get like a 157, 158. I feel like I do better with somebody who's pushing me. You know, somebody in front, I take over at the end. That's
Mhm.
actually how I got my PR last meet. So I feel like if I have some good competition, you know, coming up, then I feel like I can really hit that
That
157,
157,
158. Mm-hmm.
that's not
And
shabby. And what about the quarter mile?
with the quarter mile, I feel like I can hit a 159 this year. I believe I can. You know,
You mean,
I believe I can.
no, the quarter. I said the
I
quarter
mean,
mile.
I mean a one. I mean, I said one.
Yeah,
A 49.
right. I knew what you was talking about, but our audience, I knew what you was talking about.
I
You
believe
can
I can
break
hit a
50
49.
if the competition's there. You can do that. So on closing, what would you have to say? Any closing statements?
I'm ready to get to stage. We're on the road to state now at this point. Ready to head on the stage, ready to show everybody we know Diamond Walker can do.
All right. Hey, Dyimond, it was a pleasure having you on the show. And from Cascade Sports, we wish you the best.
This program is brought to you by Dye Electric LLC, Energy in Motion.